After coming home from school, I saw an odd scene in my front yard. What first caught my attention was the bird. It was brown in color, like one of those sweet songbirds in movies, but also muscular in the core regions. The bird reminded me of a brownie. Brownie was screeching, yelling, and going mad like one of those old ladies in burning buildings, as much as a bird could screech, yell, and go mad anyway. Occasionally it would fly in a tight circle down at the ground, like it was trying to ward off something. I looked underneath the tree from which it was perched, a good distance from the ground. There was Brownie's mate with barely a beating heart, probably because my cat was ripping it to shreds as an exhausted rider would tear up a horrible draft. I shooed my cat away and then bent down to the bird. I didn't think it was possible that it had survived, but there it was, staring at me so that the whites of its eyes were as big as buttons. I walked away slowly, and not knowing what else to do, I found my cat and locked her inside the house so that she couldn't go after the bird again. I believe in putting a bell on my cat. It is important to help others in tight situations like with the birds. It's a long-time tradition to help out the little guy. I haven't met anyone who has never been the weaker person. Everyone knows what it's like to lose a game of cards, how it felt when somebody teased you about the clothes you're wearing, or when the teacher asked you a question you didn't know the answer to. We can't just consider our own needs, we also need to consider the plight of others. In plain words, we need to do what's right, and instinctually do so. We help others, we are their teachers. We may have to help them along the way, but they will grow and live and thrive and become like us. Then they will teach others because they know what it was like to be down there too. Sure, it's not as if the bird is going to save your buttocks one day, but it will be your loss when you don't hear that same sweet bird wake you up late Saturday morning. In the 7th grade, I overheard something not meant for my ears. A teacher was harshly nagging a boy to work harder in class. His reply was that he had to help out at home, a reasonable answer. He didn't exactly have a father, and from his bus stop I could tell that he was the oldest of 5 children. I thought about telling the teacher to be easy on him, but I saw that this boy had too much pride to be treated like someone who couldn't keep up with the rest of the class. So I pretended that I needed help, and she gave me study guides for the chapters in the book, which I hid in the boy's backpack when he went out for lunch. Perhaps this is not the most honest thing to do, but it seemed like the right thing to do, and the only way to do it at the moment. His grade went up from the only D in the class to a B. It is the greatest feeling when you see that you succeeded in transforming the life of another for the better. I believe that when you see weakness, you should work to make it stronger. My father always tells me, if you find a man in the desert dying of dehydration and you have water, you give him some. It's what makes us human, or what makes one human different from another. There are some who wouldn't feed the man, defend the boy, or save the bird. Those people will never see those who struggle flourish, become stronger, and rise from the night to the sunlit morning with brownie birds to greet them. Because of those people, we will always have cats running around without bells jingling on their collars, free to terrorize the innocent like a bunch of Hitlers with claws. But people who care and love will put bells on their cats, and others might follow by example. The world needs bells. This I believe.